Ciryl Gane, what an interesting year he had. 5 fights canceled through 4 different opponents, a serious injury. He didn't disclose what it was. He was talking about a serious injury. Comes back, beats a former world champion, remains undefeated. I think he was 10-0 coming into the fight. Whatever he was, he still got the O. Meaningful guy. That makes you a meaningful guy in the heavyweight division. One big miss, a glaring miss. He came out in an interview and said, I don't want to call anybody out. I will never call anybody out. I just want to do my job. Gone. That is your job. Your job 100% is to make us interested. Your job 100% is to make sure we know what you want to do. We're then going to do one of two things. We're going to laugh at you and try to stop you from getting what you want because by nature of a fan, we're jerks. Or we're going to love the idea, jump on board and help you to get it. Those are the two options. Make no mistake, it's one of those. Your job is to tell us what it is. To say you want to go and do your job while being in the process of not doing your job. If you're doing an interview, the interview's job is to be interesting. You did an interview that was not interesting. You failed. You failed at your job. The punches and kicks are the same thing that the other 556 guys on the roster, 111 of which are in your division, do. It's called the unified rules. To separate yourself and make yourself interesting. Look, Gane's kind of a handsome guy. He also speaks pretty well when you listen to him talk. He's got kind of a cool voice. You saw the interaction between him and Junior post-fight. There was a lot of personality coming out of Gane. I mean, to knock a guy out cold and then be able to give a guy a hug and apologize in case a shot was illegal that you didn't intend to be, that was a pretty cool and likable guy. I'm watching Gane on this thing go, man, he's getting called out on TV and accused by his opponent who is loved of doing something illegal. And he's not denying it. He stopped and looked at the tape and said, boy, that sure is close to behind your head. That might have been an illegal shot. I mean, there was just a lot there. It was a very tough spot that he was put in. It was an organic moment. And he looked like a super cool dude where I would be now interested in what he has to say. I now would stop, as I did this morning, to click on a potential interview by this new super cool dude who's completely undefeated. And then he has nothing to say. He not only has nothing to say, he says he wants to do his job while openly recognizing he doesn't know what that is, which is to make us interested in the punches and kicks, because the punches and the kicks do not sell themselves. And this is coming from a kickboxer. For him, he is a kickboxer, much like me, who was a wrestler. I worked my ass off to wrestle in front of my mom and dad and potentially my teammates' mom and dad. Nobody else cared about our sport. He comes from kickboxing. He shares my pain. He's used to doing this in front of nobody. The pandemic hasn't affected him at all. He's never fought in front of a crowd. Crowds don't show up to kickboxing. They don't show up to kickboxing because kickboxers are as boring as wrestlers. And they would come out and be dumb enough to do an interview saying, I'm going to do my job while not doing your job. Why agree to an interview if you're not going to say anything to the interviewer? Your job is not to go out and fight anybody they offer you. Shut up. Who do you want to fight? Somebody gets you up in the morning, somebody. And if it's the title, if it's just purely the title, well, one guy has the title. His name's Stipe, so say his damn name. Don't call it the title like it's on a mythical creature. It's on a mythical figure. Who do you want? If you want to fight Stipe, it has nothing to do with Stipe. That would bore me, but it wouldn't bore me while gagging me with a Smurf like your interview did. Say Stipe. Then come out with the boring response of only because he has the championship and that's all I'm getting. I can live with that. I'm not going to dress you down in an interview about it. I can live with it. I'm not going to love it. Coming out and saying you're going to do your job, which is to fight. No, it's not. No, it is not. Anybody that explained that to you has done a malfeasance against you. If you got that from a manager, get rid of that manager instantly today. Your job is to make us interested in watching you do your job. It's an extremely unique profession. No other job works that way. None. This is unique. It's not to punch and kick a man more times than he punches and kicks you. That's called the unified rules. Your job is to make us interested in watching you participate under the unified rules. Come on, man.